Several Native American tribes have passed down similar stories through oral traditions of a race of white, red-haired giants. They claim these giants were cannibals who were wiped out by the Great Spirit in several major cataclysms as punishment for their wickedness and for forgetting justice and mercy. Strangely, old books have now surfaced with pictures of the first white European explorers landing on the American shores near Florida in the southeast and running into exactly the same thing: tall, tattooed, white-skinned cannibals with red or blondish red hair, as well as pictures of cataclysms and tsunamis. Could these in fact be the same race of giants that the natives describe? Why haven't we been told about any of this in our school books? The natives claim these giants excelled in art, mining, and architecture that are way beyond anything we can achieve today. Could they have been responsible for the massive structures and artifacts we find worldwide, currently known as Tartarian antiquetech? Could they have been the ones wiped out in the great mud floods of the early 1600s and again in the early 1800s? We're told that pioneers in covered wagons went out west with minimal belongings and their families and decided to stop off, mine huge quarries of copper and stone, and litter the Americas with enormous Roman Greco megastructures with 20-foot-high doors and architecture that not even master stonemasons could design or build today, let alone pioneers in covered wagons with basic tools and supplies. Is it possible they found and dug out these massive structures in the mid to late 1800s rather than built them? If so, who built them previously? We'll examine what the Comanches had to say about these master-crafting white giants, the Navajo about the giant Starnake people, the Choctaw about the giant Nahulo people, and the Paiutes about the giant Sitaka cannibals of the West. Chief Rolling Thunder of the Comanches, who inhabited the Great Plains, gave the following account of an ancient race of white giants in 1857. He said, "Innumerable moons ago, a race of white men, 10 feet high and far more rich and powerful than any white people now living, here inhabited a large range of country, extending from the rising sun to the setting sun." Basically, he means America was filled with white giants from coast to coast. He said their fortifications crowned the summits of the mountains, protecting their populous cities situated in the intervening valleys. They excelled every other nation which was flourished, either before or since, in all manner of cunning handicraft, were brave and warlike, ruling over the land they had wrested from its ancient possessors with a high and haughty hand. Compared with them, palefaces of the present day were pygmies in both art, building, and arms. The chief explained that when this race of giants forgot justice and mercy and became too proud, the Great Spirit wiped it all out, and all that was left of their society were the mounds still visible on the tablelands. This account was documented by Dr. Donald Yates, a researcher and author of books on Native American history. The Navajo people of Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah speak of the Starnake people, a regal race of white giants endowed with mining technology which dominated the West. They enslaved lesser tribes and had strongholds all throughout the Americas. They were either extinguished or went back to the heavens. They do not say how. The Choctaw people of Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, and Florida speak of the Nahulo, a race of white giants that once inhabited the now state of Tennessee, and with whom their ancestors fought when they arrived in Mississippi in their migration from the west. Their tradition states the Nahulo was of wonderful stature. That means giants. They were said to be cannibals whom the Choctaw killed whenever the opportunity arose. This account was given by Horatio Ardwell Cushman in his 1899 book, History of the Choctaw, Chickasaw, and Natchez Indians. Finally, the Paiute people of northern Arizona, Utah, Nevada, Oregon, and eastern California spoke of the Sitaka, a people who practiced cannibalism and lived in Lovelock Cave. Human remains were unearthed there in 1912, and a few of the human bones had the marrow removed, suggesting the marrow was eaten. The remains had red hair. It is commonly agreed that the excavation of the site by anthropologist Llewellyn L. Loud was not handled very well and certainly not up to modern standards. Some proponents of the Sitaka giants theory claim researchers have deliberately covered up any giant remains found there. Now, where have we heard that story before? Food for thought. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.